Okay, warm temperatures along with rainfall are a recipe for pests. People are finding ants inside their vehicles. Eyewitness News reporter Savannah Louie explains why and how to stop yourself from becoming a victim.
Chris Taylor will never forget the time he had some uninvited passengers in his car.
Then after a couple days off work, and I just noticed I have like an actual stream of ants going across my dashboard.
He's always lived in Texas, but this was the first time he experienced an ant invasion in his vehicle.
I had a couple water bottles, but nothing that would draw ants.
These pesky visitors weren't Chris's fault. They were Mother Nature's doing.
So it kind of tickles their roots of it's time to get going and start working.
Summertime rain brings out the worst in these insects, says pest control expert Kaylin Guzman.
Warmth, shelter, any food source, any pheromone levels, depending on, what's been in there, a dog or a human.
To prevent your vehicle from becoming their home, be conscious about where you park.
Any foliage or high vegetation will be a natural potential nesting ground for them.
And remove anything that could produce heat.
MP3 players that were left in the vehicle, kids' toys, any battery operated, merchandise like that.
But the best way to prevent the problem is to take the proper precautions. Place ant traps in your car near wires or crevices.
An easy fix before this nasty problem can start.
That's not something I ever thought to do before this, but yeah, maybe so.
Savannah Louie, KENS 5 Eyewitness News.